Welcome, true believers, to Badwolf Comics. I'm your host, the Bad Wolf, and today we got a fresh set of custom dust jackets for X-Force Volume 1, Deadpool and X-Force, Cable and X-Force, and X-Factor Volume 1 by Peter David. Stick around, should be fun. Welcome back, true believers, to another Bad Wolf Comics custom dust jacket video. So today we're going to take a look at X-Force Volume 1, Deadpool and X-Force, and Cable and X-Force, and X-Factor Volume 1 by Peter David. So I really put this extra one on here because if it's less than 4 books, it's kind of a short video. But these 3 books should really have been X-Force Volume 2 and X-Force Volume 3. And they didn't really do that. With the popularity of Deadpool at the time when these were released, they decided to go with Deadpool and X-Force, and then Cable and X-Force. And honestly, they really should have just done a Volume 2 and 3. If it ever happens, I'll double dip and I'll buy those again. But we really just wanted to fix the spines and get some better covers. Because you can see the covers here, but the spines here aren't really a great match. You all know my aversion to white spines. I really don't like them. They just stick out like a sore thumb on my shelf. So I really wanted to fix those. And if you saw the room tour video, you've already seen the spines, but we haven't seen the covers yet, so I wanted to make a video about that. And then here we have Peter David's X-Factor. I didn't bother getting the Volume 2 and 3 because I'm not really a big fan of the X-Factor detectives. So I just stuck with this. But again, white spine, so we had to fix that. And we got a new cover on them. So as per usual with these videos, I'm going to stack the original books here. I'll stack the new dust jacket books here. And we'll just do a comparison of each. And then we'll get a spine shot. And then I'll get a final shot of all the new dust jackets. Let's check it out. So here we have our X-Force Volume 1 cover. I was not able to get my hands on the DM cover, which I really wanted over this. It's not a altogether bad cover, but I didn't care for it. I wanted to get a new cover on there. And of course we have that horrendous white font. I'm just not proud of it. Marvel, you shouldn't be either. We should really be going with some logos, but that's just my opinion. Or at the very least, keep some consistency with your logo size. These large fonts than small fonts just aren't fair to us collectors. Then we have to call Roy, which is fine for folks like me. Roy's always helping me out getting these dust jackets and these spines fixed. But it's not easy for everyone. Not everyone has access to a local shop, printing shop, or a printer that can print these. And even when they do, sometimes they screw them up. But there's our spine. Here's our back with the collected covers. So they did a great job there. Personally, for me, I love the collected covers. And we're always happy to get those. So that wasn't so bad. And we'll take a look here at what we went with. And with Volume 1, we did go with the DM cover that I missed out on. This book was a lot more expensive with that cover because it was just out of print and you couldn't find it. But I don't need to pay those inflated eBay prices because I have Roy to help me fix all this stuff. I thought it was a much better cover. And we go ahead and you've seen the spines on the room tour. And these spines are much better, man. I really like the spine a lot better. The logos are always a better choice for me. But that's what we went with the logo. And we basically just copied the back here because I like my collected covers. And that is X-Force Volume 1. Put that here. Lay this here. And next we have Deadpool and X-Force. This book and actually Cable and X-Force are both out of print right now. I'm hoping we get a reprint. Honestly, I don't even want to reprint. What I'd like Marvel to do is to do X-Force Volume 2 and 3 and actually have it an X-Force book. Doesn't have to be bogged down with all the extra Deadpool issues. Don't get me wrong, Deadpool's a great character, but Deadpool has his own books. He's got his own omnibuses. So here's the cover. Here's our spine. And I gotta say, this actually isn't a bad spine for what it is, but we really need to rebrand it to be X-Force Volume 2. And here's our back, collected covers again. Did a great job there, loving it. And so with this, we found a really nice image on this for one of the collected covers. And this is what we went with. And when we come to the spines, once again, we have the great X-Force logo, and it's a Volume 2. And then with our backs, we once again have the collected covers. And that is Volume 2. Bring these back a little more. All right, so with Cable and X-Force, this is a really great cover. I really like this cover, and I always try and pick a new cover off the bat, because if we're going to go to all the trouble of doing this and paying money for paper and ink and all that, then I really like to have a new cover. It doesn't always happen, but I like to try. Here's our spine, which, once again, white spine, not liking it. Definitely wanted to get that fixed. It's just, they stick out like a sore thumb on my shelf, especially with all my custom dust jackets now being black spines. And here we go for the back. Once again, our collected covers. However, with this book, I looked through all the covers and I just didn't find one that I liked. So we actually just rebranded the cover to an X-Force book. This still looks great. I just wanted to go ahead and get the Cable and X-Force off there and rebrand it. And so we did that. And here's our spine, volume 3. Much improved over the white spine. Just my opinion. And then once again, we had our collected covers here on the back. Good stuff. I really like it. Hopefully one day they will actually get the volumes 2 and 3 out for us, and we can stop all this nonsense with these, extra stuff in our books. All right, so let's take a look at our last book here. This is X Factor by Peter David, and this is a phenomenal cover. I really like this cover. Out of the 2 covers we had the choices for, this was my first choice. I really liked it, and they did a great job with it. So I didn't really have any complaints there. My complaints with this book lie in the spine. That white spine has got to go. And we don't have collected covers in this one in the back, but it's not the end of the world. Not all of my custom dust jackets will have collected covers, but I usually try and do that when we do them. So for Peter David, X Factor Volume 1, we actually went with the other cover that was offered, but we went with a recolor. And the recolor looks a lot better in my opinion. But once again, we went with a black cover and we enlarged the X Factor logo so it actually looks better on the shelf. And it's definitely an improvement. Now on the back of this one, like I said, we don't always do collected covers. This is one that Roy already had out, and I didn't want to make him go through all the trouble of finding all the collected covers in this one. So we did just stick with a different picture on the back, and it still looks great. Loving every second of it. All right, folks, let's get a spine shot here real quick, so you folks can see what they look like next to each other. So what do we think spine-wise, folks? Do we like the new logos, or do we prefer the originals? Let me know down in the comments below. I want to hear about it. Let's get our final shot. And those are our custom dust jackets and rebranding of X-Force Volumes 1, 2, and 3, and our custom dust jacket for Peter David's X Factor Volume 1. What do you think, folks? Do you like the new dust jackets? Do you like the new covers? Do you prefer the original covers? Did you like the new spines over the old spines? Let me know in the comments below, folks. I want to hear about it. I love responding to posts. Now, as always, I get 90% of my books from Organic Price Books. For those of you that shop at Organic Price Books, don't forget to use the code BADWOLF during checkout for $2 off your order. And don't forget, if you just can't get enough and you want a great place to talk comics, come see us at the Badwolf Comics Facebook group. I can also be found lurking in the pages of Omnibuds Cafe or the OPB Squad at Organic Price Books Facebook group. But stick around, true believers. Badwolf Comics has more in store. Still to come this month, we'll have an overview next week of the custom omnibus Road to Onslaught, and we'll have our end of the month haul for January. Until then, I am the Bad Wolf. This is Badwolf Comics. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.